According to a new report by economists, the lack of a second stimulus or continued stimulus package is what has caused the coronavirus pandemic to become so much worse in the United States, and a big part of why we're seeing this massive second wave right now. Here's what they're saying. We have a lot of people in this country who went back to work, who are going out and about, but it's because they have to. Because if they don't, they have no income. They don't have any kind of relief coming down the pipeline. They can't lose their homes or their apartments or whatever it is. They have a family to feed. Whatever the reason, they're still forced to go out there and be these productive members of society that our government is telling them they have to be, because the government refuses to help them. And because of that, because you have restaurant workers, because you have professional sports, not just the athletes, but the actual people who work behind the scenes, the concessions, the people who work in the offices, they need money too. So they push for these reopenings. The reopenings happen. Sports is back. And what's happening with everything? What's happening with people going to restaurants? What's happening with people going into crowded stadiums? Oh, we're getting a massive second wave right now. And this could have been prevented, a lot of it, not the entire thing, and the economists are clear about that, but a lot of this could have been prevented had we just been giving citizens incentive to stay home. And that incentive comes in the form of federal government stimulus. You give them money so that they can still pay their bills, so that they don't have to go out there and risk their lives or anyone else's lives to go work at their job. They get to stay home for a while. They get to stay home until we beat this thing. Europe's a great example. Europe didn't experience overall the same kind of economic crash that we did here in the United States. Why? Because a lot of those countries gave people huge amounts of stimulus every single month. And then when they finally moved forward with the reopenings, they got their second wave because it wasn't time yet. We're not going to outrun or outlast this virus. We're going to have to wait it out. This isn't just shut down for a couple weeks. This isn't even shut down for a couple months. This is shut down for a lot of months. But we can take care of people. We do have the means to do that. Maybe we don't need to spend $740 billion on an already over-bloated military this year. And instead, we should use that money to tell people, hey, it's okay if you have to stay home. It's okay if you don't go to work for a while. You're not going to lose your car or your house. You're going to be able to afford things. Here's the money. Small businesses, don't you worry either. We've got money for you. We've got bailout for you. Billionaires are getting richer during this time, folks. They're doing better than ever. And these are a lot of the corporations who end up not paying taxes. Meanwhile, we're all sitting here screaming at the government, please help us. And they're too busy playing politics with one another, trying to give corporations more money instead of people, that we get nothing. So that's a large part of what these economists are saying is happening. If the government had taken care of people, we wouldn't be seeing the numbers we're seeing today. Now, I also want to point out, only part of it, and I think it's a good part of it, but it is only part of it, is due to people not having stimulus and essentially being forced to go back to work. The other part of it is the greedy, selfish, ignorant people who say, I don't care if there's a pandemic. I want to go out to Outback. I'm going to go to Olive Garden. It's date night. We're going. Hell, I want to go shopping and I ain't going to wear a mask. That's oppression. Imagine leading such a privileged life that the only form of oppression you've ever experienced is being told to wear a face covering while you're inside Hobby Lobby. That's crazy. That's privilege. And that's another large part of why we're seeing this big spike. A lot of it has to do with the economic side, with people not being taken care of, and the other half has to do with these greedy, selfish, ignorant a-holes who think, I don't care that it's a pandemic. I don't want it to interrupt my life, so I'm going to endanger myself and everyone else because God forbid I go without a haircut for a while.